I read about this kit on, I believe, Cherokee Forum. What it is a 2011 to 2015 Grand Cherokee front caliper and brake pads, and then a Ford Explorer Sport Track brake rotor. This is supposed to be able to mount up to the early knuckles. When I say early knuckles, I mean like 1987 to 89. These axles came from an 87, so I should have no problem bolting these right up. The only thing you have to do is drill out the mounting hole for a 14mm bolt. Now, I believe the factory rotors are 11 inches, and these Explorer Sport Track rotors are 12. And then you have instead of having that caliper on the front with a single piston, you've got dual piston caliper on here. From reading online about this, you might have to do a little bit of grinding so that the rotor fits onto the hub. But I had a spare unit bearing that I slid over this, and it fit just fine. Alright, so I got the wheel off, and I got everything turned so I can get to these pins back here. I'm going to pull the brake caliper off to set it off to the side. Alright, now it's time to pull this bracket off. It's got some funky bolt on it. It's not a 12 point, and my little funky sockets don't fit it, so I'm going to try a 12 point on it, see if it works. Yeah, so 12 point works. It's a 13mm. So these bolts, I don't know what size they are. They're probably 12 or something like that, 10 or 12. The new ones are 14mm. I'll grab one. See, there's quite a bit difference in size there. These aren't going to go through that right there. So I'm going to have to drill these out. Really hope I can drill that without taking this knuckle apart, because that ain't gonna be fun. But first, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and throw the rotors on here and see how they fit. Alright, so I haven't cleaned this rotor off with some brake cleaner, but you want to make sure you do that before you do the final assembly. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on here and see if there's any interference with anything, or if I got lucky. Plenty of clearance, but this Ford brand rotor works compared to the old one. You see that there's a difference in size, about an inch bigger. Here, calipers, big honking things. I think online said that you need to use a washer to center it up, and it looks like I'll need 1 or 2 washers to center it, not the 4. So some of the different things you read, there's 2 different styles of hubs. They've got 99.5 and earlier, and then 99.5 and later, and then 99 and earlier. The newer hubs require 2 washers between the caliper and the knuckle. The older ones require 4. But looking at some pictures online, and I could be totally wrong, I may just be remembering wrong, but these hubs look like they're spaced out the same as the newer ones. I got these from Rock Auto. I don't know why they would have sent me the wrong ones, but we'll see. I'll drill this thing out and set this up with a washer or 2 and see how it does. Alright, so to drill this thing out, I've got my 14mm drill bit. Just have to hopefully get in there. It looks like I can do it without pulling the hub off, which is really good. Make sure that I use some cutting fluid to make sure that I can make this a little easier. There we go. Might need to do a little bit of clearancing on here. But right here, it's interfering with the knuckle, so I might have to grind there. Well, here we go. I've got the caliper on there. It still doesn't look like it's super centered on here. I've got it on with one washer. I had 0 and it was biased to the other way. So I'm gonna keep it like this and see if it works. But you can see right there where I had to grind a little bit so it would clear the knuckle. But the big moment of truth is going to be if the wheel fits on. Alright, so the wheel is on. I could hear something moving just ever so slightly. And I think I figured out what it is. It's right there. See, the caliper has plenty of room. It's got the 3mm or whatever it's supposed to have. But the bracket has a few thousandths. It's whatever dirt is on the inside of this wheel is grinding off onto that caliper bracket. So I've got to do a little clearancing on there to make that fit. Alright, so I went to O'Reilly's and picked me up some sockets. I actually also found some caliper bolts. Here is the part number. It's brake vest H817. These are the bolts that you can get at O'Reilly's that are for a 2015 Grand Cherokee brake caliper mount. Back to the clearance issue. I'm going to grind this little edge off a little bit more for some more clearance. Alright, I got the calipers ground down. You can see, basically just ground right to above the numbers here and right to the edge of the numbers here. And that was enough clearance for the wheel. Okay, so with this on, now I'm going to pull the caliper off of the bracket so I can put the brake pads on. So you've got these 3 clips, or these 3 prongs of each clip that have to go and snap in to this little groove inside of each piston. What I'm going to do is, I got me a cleaned napkin here. Like that. And then back over to this side. There we go. Nice and easy. This little clip's supposed to go on this. It's a pain in the butt. But there we go. Now it's on. Alright, with everything put together, I'm going to pull the flux line off of the old caliper and put on the new one. Now you have to use a different banjo bolt. I believe this, the factory Cherokee caliper is standard thread, whereas this one is metric. But you also need copper washers. Alright, now we'll see how big of a mess I make. I've already got some brake fluid dripping. Try and do this pretty quick. Don't make too big of a mess. So before I bleed the brakes, there is the adjustable proportioning valve that I installed. So Willwood adjustable. That knob there is to adjust the rear brake bias. I've got it adjusted all the way out right now, so it has the most, or has the least brake pressure in the rear. So here's what the final product looks like. You can see the brakes are pretty big. They fill out the wheel. And like I showed you earlier, it's really tight. There's no rubbing. I mean, you can see, you can look at the inside of the wheel there. I just got back from bedding in the brakes and there's no scrapes on the inside of the wheel. So everything is clearing. These brakes do stop better. The fronts are so much better than the factory fronts. When you do come to a stop, it's a very hard stop. With the factory discs, it was just kind of sloppy. I mean, you come to a stop and it just kind of ease there, and then you come to a stop. This one, when you stop, it's hard. These brakes are holding you in, or they're holding you still. Okay, so here are all the parts that I used for this brake upgrade. Started with these power stop calipers, part number S5296. Contains the left and right caliper. They call these their performance caliper. Says they put, I guess, higher temperature, better quality seals or something in it. Not exactly sure what it did, but they also powder coated it red. I would have gone with just the regular calipers, but I found these for cheaper than the standard caliper, so I went with those. To go with these calipers, you need new banjo bolts. Here's your part number here. It's a Mopar part, 06508914AA. I'm not sure if the -004 is part of it or not, but you're going to need 2 of these right there. You need brake pads to go along with these calipers. Like I said, these are for a Grand Cherokee, I believe 2015. Here's the Power Stop Evolution Sport brake pads, Z23 series, then 1455. Are the pads. These are the bolts that I used. Is H817. It's the brake caliper bracket bolt for a 2015 Grand Cherokee as well. And then for rotors, I actually used Ford brand rotors, Motorcraft rotors. They're for a Explorer Sport Track, I believe, around 2005 or so. Don't quote me on the year, but it was, got these off of Rock Auto. But they're BRR-236 is, I guess, one of the part numbers, and the other is 2U2Z-1V125-FC. You're going to need 2 of these also. Another item that you're going to need are the copper washers for the banjo bolt where your factory brake line is going to bolt back to. In my case, the calipers did come with those copper crush washers. That may not be the case for everyone, so that's going to be something that you will add to it. Another thing is the drill bit. You need a 14mm drill bit. If you're going to use this with your hand drill, you're probably going to want to get one with a 1/2 inch reduced shank on it. I believe that's all the parts. If you want to search online for more of a written down breakdown of the components you're going to need, Cherokee Forum is the forum where I found all this information. You can just do a Google search for Jeep Cherokee 15-inch DIY big brake kit. If you just search for the big brake kit, you're probably going to get other manufacturers that make it. This comes out a whole lot cheaper. It was around $400 or so for all this. I shopped around and found the best price on some things. If you order it all from one location, you're probably going to pay more, but I went around to different websites to be able to get a better deal. Actually, one thing before I go, I will say that this only works with the early model knuckles, like 87 through 89 Jeep Cherokee knuckles. I'm sure maybe other versions of Jeep that use the Dana 30 vacuum disconnect axle will work, but you also need to use those knuckles and then lower ball jointing from those knuckles if you're using a newer axle. In my case, the axle's from an 87 Jeep Cherokee, so I didn't have to buy any of that stuff. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.